Hi guys, I am back to explain your persuasive speech presentation. So it's based on Shark Tank, and I have some funny Shark Tank videos that you guys can watch in a little bit. But for this assignment, you're going to be split up into groups. Some of you are in a group of 3, some of you are in a group of 2, and that's okay. I think you can still functionally do this thing. You're going to create an invention that makes life easier for everyone. It can work by completely fictional technology or something that is feasible to make today, but you got to be able to explain what it is, how it works, and why we need it. So when I say fictional technology, I mean that you could say it works off of antimatter laser technology. That's fine, as long as you can explain that, not realistically or anything, but if you could say it works off of antimatter technology and the anti-gravity spheres inside of it create this power which makes blah, blah, blah. Just give me an explanation. It doesn't have to be realistic, but as long as it sounds good, then you're all good in your presentation. Persuasive speeches appeal to the pathos or the emotions of the audience. You guys may have heard that word before, along with logos and ethos. Logos is an appeal to logic. Ethos is an appeal to ethics. But right now, we are doing emotions, pathos. Your invention needs to be something that everyone can relate to and that everyone will be interested in. So whenever you are working on creating your invention, you want to think about how widespread you can make its popularity. Trying to move it up just a little bit without totally messing everything up. Let's see if I can do it. Nope, just going to make it crooked, I guess. I always film on my phone and I try to put it in a nice place where it doesn't look funny, but it's always kind of hard to do. So, for example, a couple years ago, I had a group of girls that wanted to do a hairstyling robot. And to me, that's good. That kind of eases the quality of life a little bit. But I was worried that they were kind of pigeonholing themselves into an all-female demographic. I said, why would a man necessarily want to buy a hairstyling robot? A lot of men don't have long hair and they don't need it to be styled. So I was like, is there a way that you can edit it to make it more appealing to both men and women? And so they sat back and thought about it a bit, and they said, well, we could add a beard trimmer or, an automatic shaver or mustache shaper, those kinds of things, and it can gel your hair and comb it for you. I said, great. Now you're thinking in a widespread arc. So that could even be one of your pitches. Now you may be thinking that this is only something that women would need, but wait, there's more, and then add on the stuff for males in there. So in this speech, you are pretending that the audience is a group of investors that will fund your product if they like your idea. Appeal to them the right way, and you might just get rich quick. Now you can also aim at, you're trying to sell this to the audience, but you don't have to be specific in there. You're just presenting your product. You're just trying to get people to like it and to want to buy it. Your group's going to be required to have some form of visual aid. So if you guys that are doing it online, you can edit your video, which you can cut in the slides. You could have a physical model. If you guys wanted to, get together at one person's house and then actually film the video together, y'all could do that, or you could cut in, individual videos, that kind of a thing. You can be creative with this one. It's a little bit more flexible than the informative speech. Because it's all about the showmanship of it. So if you edit it, just make sure that you're still talking, that you're still presenting. You're not trying to change the way that you have done that. You can change the, cut in pictures and play some music, those kinds of things. But I still want to see you speak because that's what I am evaluating. You could have a visual aid, a physical model, a slideshow, or even a poster. You may also shoot a brief commercial, no more than 2 minutes, that will not count toward your speech time. So if you want to do the 5 to 7 minutes, which is what was required, and you have a 2-minute commercial at the beginning, it can be around 9 minutes. But you don't have to do that. And your commercial could be 30 seconds if you even want to do that for your speech. So here's an outline example. Remember the steps of the motivated sequence. We have gaining the audience's attention, step 1. 2, establishing a need. 3, satisfying the need. 4, visualizing results. And 5, a call to action or requesting action. So each of your paragraphs here is going to serve one of those functions. So step 1, your introduction, gain the audience's attention. Got to have an AGD of some sort. Maybe it's a cool slogan for your product or a really startling statistic that's going to get them to pay attention. Introduce each member of your group. Everyone can introduce themselves, or you can introduce, one person can introduce everybody. It doesn't really matter. Have a company name that you've made up, and then tell us what your product is called. That's all in the intro. Step 2, to establish a need, you're going to tell us what your product is so that we know whether we need it or not. Show us a picture of it or your model or whatever. Make sure to really wow the audience on that one. Tell us how long you've been working on it. Tell us if the name stands for anything. You don't have to explicitly say, no, the name doesn't stand for anything. But if you're trying to sell me the XQPR9000, then I want to know why it's just called a bunch of letters. And then what is it used for? Oh, one more thing about the name. Don't just say, because it sounded cool, because that's not a very good justification. Then step 3 is satisfying the need. So you're going to kind of show us how it works, how you're going to demonstrate it. So explain the inner workings. Again, you can make it up. What kind of technology does it use? Thermal, laser, anti-gravity, antimatter. You just plug it into the wall. Nanobot technology. It can be just about anything. And then you're going to explain, pardon me, how to use it. Step 4 is visualizing results. This is kind of telling us why we need it. How's life going to be after we have used this thing? Why is it better than other products on the market? How can it help us in our daily lives? What is the planned cost to sell it at? Is it good for the environment? Is it quiet? Is it cost efficient? You can give us all sorts of reasons. It doesn't just have to be those 3. It's easy for the whole family to use. It's child-proof so that the kids can't get into it. It'll save you money on your energy bill. It will make you look cool. You could give any amount of reasons. And for the cost, I want you to be relatively realistic. If you've got a big giant stove refrigerator combo, it's probably going to be within a couple $1,000s. And that's okay, because that is what your product is. If you try to sell it to us and you say this refrigerator stove combo only costs $5, I'm going to be a little skeptical of your product. Say, well, why does it only cost $5? People have tried to make their stuff free, and they're like, well, it appeals to the audience. And it does, but it makes us feel like maybe it's not well made or something like that if it's not worth the price. And I'm not saying that you have to make your prices thousands of dollars, but make it apt for what it is. If you're doing a microwave type of thing, think about the average cost of a microwave. It's probably between $70 and $100, depending on what it is that you're purchasing. So if yours has a bunch of add-ons, you could probably go up to $150. You could make 5 easy payments of whatever. You can throw in some free stuff. Some other stuff that people have done is maybe make a large version and a small version, that kind of a thing. If you don't have room for the large version, don't worry. We've got a compact version for only $20. Whatever it is, you can be creative. You can have the same product in 2 different versions or something like that, or, different colors, that kind of a thing. Then step 5, requesting action. You're going to repeat the name of your company and product. Make sure the audience knows who you are. Give us some more reasons to appeal to pathos about why you are the best choice for the audience to spend their money on. Make sure your ending is very strong. Again, maybe have a catchphrase. Have something that the audience can really latch on to, because if you're just going and I'm going to sell you this speech book and it's so great, and then you just go, that's it. And the audience you're just going to lose them. You're just going to fall off the cliff there. So make sure that it's strong. So in this outline, these are all examples of questions. I definitely want you to answer at least all of these, but you can feel free to add your own in there. There is no problems with you adding more stuff, because it does have to be 5 to 7 minutes. That's about, if you got 3 people, minute and a half per person, or a little bit more than that, minute 45 for the minimum. But most people's are closer to 7, just because you have a lot of information to share, and that's totally fine. There's not that many groups. So your checklist is on the back. First thing you have to do is come up with a product. Now, I do have to approve your product. So whenever you get your solid idea, send it to me. I would really like you to have it approved by, what's the date? Today's Friday, so Saturday, Sunday, I have it right here next to me. We would have class again on Monday, so the 5th. I really need to know by the end of the day on Sunday, so you can start working on it on Monday the 5th. So email me, just one person can email me, and maybe I'll give you some suggestions and tell you to workshop it a little more, but you have to have something to get started. Each person in the group needs to speak for an equal amount of time. I'm not saying the exact same amount of time, but one person can't do 90% of the talking and then the second person or third person come in and just say, okay, thank you. You need to kind of even it out. Got to have a visual aid. Visual aid has to be large enough to be seen by the whole audience. You guys won't have an issue with that. Have a company name. Answer at least all the questions presented in the outline. 5 to 7 minutes length. You only need one copy of the typed outline and the typed final draft. Just one person. Make sure everyone's name is on it, but just one person send it to me. And then each person in the group can use 5 3x5 note cards, just like last time. So some tips. Again, remember the motivated sequence is there. Be sure to keep that in order. That way you can effectively appeal to the audience. Keep it fun. Keep it bright and colorful. Make sure everybody knows their part. You guys are allowed to edit, but it's still bad if, not everyone knows what it is they're talking about. Even if you make up how it works and what it's made out of, you should be able to explain your product thoroughly. Don't worry about the money aspect, especially if you've seen Shark Tank and, they ask for X amount of money for a percentage of equity. Don't have to worry about that at all. You may want to watch some episodes of things like how it's made. Depending on what kind of a product you are coming up with, you may want to do a little research into how it's actually made so you can use some of that terminology. Give plenty of examples in your speech of how your product can be used by average people. The easier it is, the more people are going to love it. We all love easy as 1, 2, 3, right? Makes it sound simple. And none of you are going to really be in a group with 4 people, I don't think. Because normally, if there's 3 people, each person takes a body paragraph. 4th person can take the intro and conclusion in this case. Or however you want to divide it up is totally up to you. It's just that's kind of the normal thing that most people do. And then for the timeline, this week was the learning week, so that was, I don't know what it was in September, but until today, the 2nd. The work week is October 5th to October 9th, and the presentation week is going to be from the 12th to the 16th. Now, we do have a little bit of a problem in class because the 16th, as far as I'm aware, is a half day. The 14th is PSAT day, so we may have to do our presentations on the 13th, or we might be able to do them on the 16th, but I don't know what the half-day schedule is going to look like yet. So just kind of keep up with me. It's either going to be the 13th or the 16th for your due date. I know it's a couple days in between, but I just don't know yet. I don't know how it's going to be able to work. So just bear with me while I kind of figure that scheduling out. And then the other thing that you guys will need to do is your planning packet, like last time. So all of you are going to work on the same packet. If you want to just brainstorm and then kind of retype these questions, that's fine. But there are a bunch of questions here, kind of like in your informative speech packet, that you need to answer as a group. I'm not going to go over all of them in the video just because you can read them. It'll be up on the website. Then you have a section for your rough draft. Again, you could totally type it, you can write it, take a picture, whatever you need to do. And then the last section is the outline. Each of these things will be due, just like they were before, except for the questions. I'm going to give you plenty of time to work on. The questions are something that I think you need to sort of keep building on as a group. There are some questions that are like after your initial thoughts, your initial build-up. Is there something that you think you should change? There's stuff about looking at y'all's rubrics from beforehand to see if there's anything you need to improve on and stuff like that. So that's the persuasive speech. Now, I emailed you guys the other day about what groups you are in. Let me check my list again, and I can go over those real quick. Let's see. So, Sean, you are in a group with Juan and Jasmine, I think. Andrew and Paula, you guys will be together. And then Hayden, you are in a group with Kira Deloney and who else was it? No, wait. You're not in a group with Kira Deloney. Safon's in a group with them. I don't remember. I sent you an email, so I'm hoping that it was right. Safon, I remember you're in a group with Kira and Caden, I think. And then Hayden, I think you're in a group with Alexi, Justin, and Bella. I think that's what I said. Y'all are a group of 4. And I think that covers everybody on here. If I didn't say anything to you, please let me know. But I was looking at my distance learning sheet. A bunch of you have come back, so I'm trying to make sure that I have everybody in the right category now. So get in touch with your groups. I think I copied everybody in that email, so you should have each other's emails. You should be able to get in touch. I know some of you are coming back to school, so that'll be good. You'll be able to be here for the presentations. Stefan, I hopefully can maybe get you up here for your presentation, since you're the only person that's like the only distance learner in a group. Hayden, I think you're coming back, so you'll be able to present with your group. And then Andrew and Paula, you guys are together in a distance learning group, so you'll just be able to submit a video. So let me keep in touch with you about those details too. But I think that's everything that I have to say. I can show you some examples of some good visual aids that I got over the last couple of years, and maybe that'll kind of help you determine what it is that you want to do for your visual aids. So I'm going to just turn my phone around. The one that's on the floor here, I know it's kind of hard to see. This was a automatic cooker kind of a thing, like an automatic stove. They have screen 1, screen 2, and screen 3 here that showed you little buttons on what you could push, that it was super easy. Hopefully you can see it, and I'm not wiggling too much because I can't flip my camera around. This is some shoes that a group made, and they were to improve your stamina and stuff like that for sports, and they designed all the shoes. This box right here, they made like a pen. There's just a highlighter inside, but it was a pen that could do something. I think it could write by itself, but they made a physical box for it. It looked really cool. This was a force field that you could use around your house in case of natural disasters, case of burglaries, things like that. And then I've got a really big poster. Let me see if I can, let me put you down real fast and see if I can put it up. And then I will try to show it to you. It's a very big poster. But it was of this is the refrigerator stove combo. So they have had 3 different parts to their poster there. Sorry if this is disorienting. I really wish I could flip my camera around once I started. So that is the persuasive speech. If you have any questions, send me an email. This is a different thing. I've never had anybody have to do it online before, and it's a group project, so I know that it's kind of strange. But we're going to do our very best, and I think it's going to be awesome. So again, let me know if you need anything, and have a great day.